Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to my channel, Joe Rocks. Hope everyone's having a great new year so far. Today I just want to go through my 2023 CD reissues that I picked up. Some of them are anniversary, some of them are not. A couple of them are box sets, I mean nothing huge, no huge box sets, but all reissued this year. From different bands or artists. So much like my favorite rock and metal albums of 2023 video that I did, I'm gonna do the same, like from the rock stuff to classic rock stuff to the more metal side. So I'll do it. That's probably the easiest way for me to do this. So I'm gonna kick it off with one of my favorite bands. Well, I love all these bands, but The Doors, Live at the Matrix. I know this has been issued before, in 2012 maybe, like a record store day thing. But I don't believe it's been a full concert, the full shows. I'm pretty sure that this is now a 3-disc set, Live at the Matrix in 1967. Their album had just come out, like their debut album had just come out 2 months before, and really wasn't doing that well. And they were playing at the Matrix for a few shows in LA, and there's probably a total of about 20 people or less in the audience. But yeah, also too, I believe on the 50th anniversary of the debut, they released a CD. It was a 3 CD and vinyl box set, and one of the CDs had some songs from these shows. So that was the first one. I've listened to most of this. I haven't listened to all of it yet, and the sound quality is pretty good. I would say it's pretty good, but you can definitely tell it's in a club and there's not a lot of people there. So all right, next I did pick up the Beatles 1967 to 70 compilation. This came out in the early 70s originally on vinyl. I remember a few family members having this compilation. This reissue, it's all remastered. I did see online a few people were not happy with some of the, I guess, changes they made to a few songs. I don't know if they were remixed, a couple songs. I think I Am the Walrus in particular was one. And it does have extra tracks on here too. I believe it's like 6 or 7 extra tracks, and that single that was released in October, Now and Then, is also part of this. So, but yeah, like I said, I remember a few family members having this when I was a kid. So, and I dove into this when I was about 12 years old, and I really loved it. So, next, Elton John, Honky Chateau. I am not the hugest Elton John fan, but there are particular albums of his from the 70s that I do really enjoy. This one, Yellow Brick Road, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy, Madman Across the Water, I absolutely love. And that came out last year, a reissue of that came out last year. This is a 2 CD set. It does contain the album remastered on the first disc and some demos, and then some songs on the second disc from Live at the Royal Festival Hall in London, 1972. So, Elton John, Honky Chateau, really good album, in my opinion. Alright, also this year, released by the Grateful Dead, their RFK Stadium show in 1973. This is the 50th anniversary. RFK Stadium, Washington, D.C. This is a 4-disc set. Boy, they play some long concerts. And, yeah, I am a Grateful Dead fan. I'll just open it up a little here, like this, just so you can see the inside. 4 discs. So, this sounds really good. I listened to most of it, and I enjoy this. I love live Grateful Dead stuff. So, also from the Grateful Dead, they released Wake of the Flood. This is a 2 CD set. Alright. with the CD, the original CD remastered on disc 1 with a couple of demos at the end, and then also a live show from Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois in November of 1973. So I've been picking up their remasters, their anniversary stuff. They've been reissuing 50th anniversary all the way from the debut up till now. So I'm hoping they're going to be doing From the Mars Hotel, because that's one of my favorite Grateful Dead albums of all time. Probably in my top 3 or 4. But yeah, Grateful Dead, Wake of the Flood. Alright, The Who, who's next? Originally supposed to be titled Lifehouse, and something that was scrapped by Pete Townsend. So he took some of those songs and they put out Who's Next. Now this is a 2 CD set also, that does contain some session recordings, demos, and a few live tracks on here also. So the Who's Next is my favorite Who album. It's my #1 Who album. The box set, the box set, the Super Deluxe box set has, I believe, 10 CDs. And I kind of wanted to get that because there's a live show from San Francisco in there, but I just opted to get this. And I also picked up the vinyl too on this, so I'm going to be doing a separate video of the vinyl reissues that I got this year also. So, Who's Next? Lifehouse. Or, Who's Next from The Who. I already had it, but I picked up the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. Why not? It's Pink Floyd, it's Dark Side of the Moon. One of the best-selling albums of all time. So, I had to get it because it was 50th anniversary. But, other than that. Alright. Jethro Tull, The Broadsword and the Beast. I am not super familiar with Jethro Tull's 80s releases. In fact, Stormwatch is probably, I think that came out in 79 or 80. But Stormwatch is probably where it ended for me, and then I just kind of ignored the rest of the catalog. But a couple years ago, I did stream this because I wanted to check out more of their later stuff, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed this. Now I know they put out a super deluxe edition of this too, that I believe had 7 or 8 CDs. I think a Blu-ray maybe, and they call it the Monster Edition. So, and it's pretty big. So, but I just opted to get this. It does have some Steven Wilson remixes. He's been working on remixes for Jethro Tull for quite a while. So, but yeah. I haven't listened to this yet, but I streamed it anyway, so I know what it sounds like. But I am going to listen to this soon. So, Jethro Tull. Alright, I also picked up the new Aerosmith reissues. Now, I believe it goes up to Rock in a Hard Place for the time being. Now they're not on, their catalog is not on Sony anymore, it's on Capitol. So they did a reissue campaign of their 70s albums, are up to Rock in a Hard Place. So I did get these. They also did bootleg live. There was some debate online that I saw about whether or not these are remastered. So these could be like from the 93 remasters. Or some people were saying that they're newly remastered, but they sound good to me. So whether or not they're remastered, I'm not sure, because I've never owned the 93 remasters that came out. But yeah, so I decided to pick these up. And yeah, I don't know if they're going to release any more. You know, like Permanent Vacation or Done with Mirrors or anything like that. So we'll see. But I got these. This is my favorite era of Aerosmith anyway. So, alright. Next, Cherry Red Records has been known to do some really good reissues. So they put out a box set of The Runaways, Neon Angels, On the Road to Ruin, 76 to 78. That includes 5 albums: The Runaways, Queens of Noise, Live in Japan, Waiting for the Night, and the last one, and now The Runaways. So I believe there was a Mercury box set that came out in 2010 that just, I think it only had the studio albums and not Live in Japan. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I was probably about 20 years old when I first heard of them and got into them. So it was quite a while ago. But yeah, The Runaways. And this comes with a cool booklet too. So this is a clamshell box set. Comes with a cool book with some, you know, photographs and some behind the scenes stories and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they did a really good job on this. So Runaways. Alright, next was Neil Young's been reissuing his in box sets of maybe 4 or 5 discs. So his one that he did this year had included Freedom, Ragged Glory, Weld, which is a live album, and then Arc. Ragged Glory includes an EP too. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to double check. But and then Arc, that I think it's like 25 minutes or something like that of I had never heard it before, and it's like a mixing of a bunch of songs together and with a lot of feedback or something like that. So I still haven't listened to it, but I've been a fan of Freedom and Ragged Glory. So these all sound pretty good. I've got the other ones that came out before this, except for the one before this that had Reactor and what was that album? Hawks and Doves. So I don't have that one yet. I still may pick that one up. That's not a era of Neil Young that I'm particularly fond of, but you know, I'm more a fan of his 70s stuff and like these albums here. So yeah, Neil Young, we'll see what he's gonna put out next. So yep, they all came out like that. So okay. Alright, next was the Black Crowes that just came out in December. The Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. When I was younger, when they first came out, I wasn't a huge fan. I did like some songs of theirs, but I kind of grew into them over time. Outstanding album. This is really outstanding. So, in this, I know they have another box set that has, I think, 3 or 4 discs. But this has 2 discs with unreleased tracks and a couple of session like demos and stuff like that. So Black Crowes, I'm a big fan of their first 3 albums. So I do have Shake Your Money Maker also, that came out last year. All right. Pixies released, as far as I know, 2 live shows this year. Live in Brussels, and the other one, which I didn't get, was live at Coachella from 2004. And this is still with Kim Deal, because I think she left the following year after. This is from 2009 show. I believe she left in 2010 or 2011. So yeah, it's 2 discs, live in Brussels. Sorry about that. The discs are there like that. Then there's just like a few pictures maybe from the show. A few pictures from the show, and then it's like track listing and stuff like that. So never get these pages right. So and then credits. So yeah, Pixies. Alright, also, this was an anniversary release this year, 2 anniversary releases. In Utero, Nirvana, 30th anniversary of In Utero, 2 disc set. There was another massive box set of this that was just way pricey. So a lot of times I'll opt to get the 2 or 3 disc editions. I don't, because I like listening to demos and you know, outtakes and stuff like that, and unreleased tracks, and I especially like when they include a live show. Now this has a disc with live stuff, but it's not a full concert. It's just live selections, like some songs from Seattle, a Seattle concert, New York, Rome, LA. So, and that's cool, you know, to hear these songs. I would have preferred to have a full concert, but which I think they did with Nevermind, the 30th anniversary of Nevermind. I believe they did that with that. So, but yeah, In Utero, Nirvana. Alright, next, the 30th anniversary of Dookie came out. I did like Green Day when this album first came out. I had not heard of them before that. I know they had 2 prior releases. So this has, let me double check to make sure. It does come with some like collectibles, like a button set here. It's like a glow-in-the-dark thing you can hang from, I don't know, from maybe your rear view mirror or something. Here comes that stickers, a couple stickers, a magnet sticker, another sticker, and a booklet. This is maybe about 20 pages, 22 pages or so. So with some pictures and story behind the album and stuff. Right. And then it's 4 discs, so the album remastered. There's a live show in here also, and then demos and unreleased tracks, stuff like that. So 4 CD set. They did do Nimrod a couple years ago, I believe, the 25th anniversary. Not sure if they're going to do Insomniac. I would like to pick that up if they do a reissue of that. So. All right. Now I'm going to go Cleopatra Records reissued UFOs Walk on Water, the band back together with Michael Schenker. They did release a few albums, and this was one of them. Yeah, I thought this was really good. I actually never heard this until I seen this was coming out, and I picked it up. So I'd never heard this, but I enjoyed this a lot. It was really good. And they also did, now I don't know if this was ever issued before, to my knowledge it hasn't been, 2-disc live set, Werewolves of London, which is from the tour from this album. So, and I believe originally this came out in 98, if I'm not mistaken. No, 95, sorry, 95. And then they did a tour, and then, so like I said, I don't know if this was ever issued before, but they did put this out with when Walk on Water, the reissued Walk on Water came out. So, really cool to hear them in the 90s. Alright, also, about 3 years ago, Hammerheart Records reissued the Trouble catalog, the doom metal band Trouble. Psalm 9 and the self-titled, and I can't remember the title of the other one, Manic Frustration, Skull, but they never did Run to the Light, so Metal Blade actually reissued Run to the Light this year, so which sounds really good. Now the Run to the Light copy that I had, which I think was a reissue from maybe 10 years ago, and I don't remember what label, but it was good, but the sound quality wasn't that great, and this is a lot better. So Metal Blade, Run to the Light from Trouble. Alright, also this band has done a reissue campaign of their 90s and their early 2000s albums, and that is new wave of British heavy metal band Saxon. I did pick up 5 of these: Inner Sanctum, Killing Ground, Metalhead, Unleash the Beast, and Dogs of War. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the others. I still might, but I still haven't gone through all these yet, because these just came out, I believe, in October. So, yeah. I'm a bigger fan of their 80s albums. Gosh, they slipped my mind. I'm a bigger fan of their 80s albums: Denim and Leather, Power and the Glory, those albums, and previous, Strong Arm of the Law. So, but I do remember, I had a friend who was into some of their 90s stuff, their late 90s stuff and the early 2000s, and I remember checking it out and thinking it was pretty good. So, but yeah, I got these. Now, I believe these are remastered also. So, and also, these were listed under BMG, who also did these Motorhead reissues. We Are Motorhead, Hammered, Motorizer, and Inferno. I love this album. But the rest of these are really good. All of them are really good. They also did, I'm almost positive they did Overnight Sensation. I know they did Sacrifice and Snakebite Love. I'm not a huge fan of their 90s albums, although I do like 1916 and the one that came after, March or Die. So I do dig those two a lot. And then the ones that came after, they're good, but I actually like We Are Motorhead and then After, so a lot. So, and these two, I believe, are remastered as well. Also, I don't know if this has ever been issued before either, but this is a show from 2007, live at the Montreux Jazz Festival. This came out, I think, in May, back in May. So, yeah, so really cool live show. I have a lot of live Motorhead. Oh, one that I don't have that I wanted to show was Another Perfect Day. I picked that up too. Another Perfect Day, the one with Brian Robertson from Thin Lizzy. So I must have forgot it. But yeah, that came out on BMG, or was it Sanctuary? I think it was Sanctuary in 2010. And so I decided to pick up the newer one. But yeah, sounds really good. And then lastly, 2023 also, these are reissues also from Century Media. Arch Enemy, Anthems of Rebellion, Doomsday Machine, Chaos Legions, which is probably my favorite Arch Enemy album. These are the only ones I picked up, so I'm not sure if they reissued the ones prior. They probably did, I just haven't gone online to check. So, but yeah, the albums with Angela Gassau, really, really cool. And I'm glad they reissued these. So, I am going to see, like I said, to see if they have the other ones reissued also. They probably do. But I picked up these 3, so I was very happy. Yeah, and that's all I picked up this year. It seems like a lot, I guess, but I'm sure there's more out there that I haven't even seen yet, or missed, or went under my radar. So I am going to do a separate vinyl one. I think I have more CDs than I do vinyl of reissues. So, but yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.